Jake Ludington here at HP Discover, and I'm here with Duncan Campbell, and I thought maybe we could talk a little bit about some of the trends that you're seeing here at HP Discover.
You bet, Jake. Good to be here again. So some of the things that we're seeing in this Discover, I just wanted to bring to people's attention, is a lot more emphasis on the data center itself. So more about some of the things in terms of progress around energy, about density. So whether it's these new Apollo systems, which are much more dense and of course scale out incredibly, but also a real looking at moonshot and the moonshot future. So I think that's very important. But I also think one of the other things that we're seeing a lot on the data center, Jake, has to do with about virtualization, about software defined.
So the software defined data center.
Yes, yes, indeed. So in fact, from our standpoint, it's very complementary to the things we've been doing for years in the converged infrastructure. So software-defined comes to the converged infrastructure, in fact, builds on that. But it is more of a programmatic type of control. And again, this is kind of builds on what we've done for converged infrastructure, but it goes up to the application. It talks about functions, and it talks about resources, and by that I mean servers, storage, networking. But what's so cool about this is the additional level of control, and that gives IT managers and VP of infrastructure and ops the type of speed that they need to be aligned with the business.
So how do converged systems fit into this whole software-defined data center world?
Yeah, great question. So in fact, they are really a kind of a common building block is the way I would say. So there's just a ton of excitement right now on converged systems, so people are really gravitating to that, and why they don't always want to be just the integrator, they want to be the innovator. And so we've seen some really great news and progress since the last Discover, both specifically on big data. So converged systems are a common building block for different workloads, and HP provides that type of choice. But some of the news specifically with the new converged system for SAP HANA on the 900 is just breathtaking.
I did talk to someone else earlier specifically about the SAP HANA converged system, and it sounds like that's a big shift.
Yeah, and what it does reflect, it talks about that a lot of the innovation comes from collaboration, and that's what's unique about HP. We want to collaborate both with partners, ISVs, IHVs, and customers to get this type of innovation, and that's what it takes.
But the thing that I feel like is kind of the underlying bedrock of all of this is process.
Yeah, no kidding. So we get so focused kind of on technology, on our new shiny apple, but really it is about understanding the impact to process and people. And that's where some of the innovations that we did with HP OneView are so phenomenal. So it really is a software-defined infrastructure management capability, focusing really not just on the common management piece, but really on the automation. And it really does address really the processes. It's really designed for the way you work. And that's what's so cool about HP OneView. It's really designed for convergence, but pays attention to the processes that are so important, and brings in the people issue. And
so how does it bring in the people issue? Because I mean, process obviously, if you can have like a kind of a single workflow for most of your work, it's easier to avoid some of the error, the human error element, but I mean, it's got to be more than just human error elimination.
Yeah. So exactly right. So what we're seeing is it's very subtle, that it's not just about being very deep in your discipline, but as technology gets more automated, it's about being also broader and being more business savvy. And so what we have are some incredible programs, like with My Expert One, that tailors really an education program to help you out. So I really encourage your listeners to check that out. I think it's very important. So we continue to be fresh, relevant, and really in step with what's happening overall in the industry and the marketplace. And that's really a positive for your listeners.
I definitely think that staying in step with the marketplace is always the biggest challenge for any people working in IT. So
no kidding.
Thanks, Duncan.
My pleasure, Jake. Thank you.